All right, so I just got done watching the second season of Netflix and Marvel's The Iron Fist. And while The Iron Fist is not the best of the Netflix Marvel's shows, not my favorite, I've watched them all. And as it got toward the end of the season, it became very evident that the entire season was concerned with this issue of identity. Now, I just posted a video detailing the struggles of the EJ. And the next video I'll drop will be about the struggles of the IP, which experiences the opposite struggle of the EJ because it's on this tribe this tribe identity spectrum. So this will be a good transition video as we will discuss the examples of the tribe self struggle throughout the second season of the Iron Fist. Okay, so let's break this down. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the EJs, the tribe over self people, and the IPs, the self over tribe people, their greatest struggles come from their relationship with their identity. So for the entire second season of the Iron Fist, issues of identity drive each major character. Now, this will produce some spoilers, so if you don't want to know how this season ends, then you probably shouldn't watch this video. Okay, so there's your warning. For Danny Rand, who is the Iron Fist, he struggles throughout this season separating who he is as a person from his calling as the immortal Iron Fist. And that's a pretty crucial plot line. Anyone who struggles separating who they are from their calling, that is a major issue, I would say, in pastoral leadership and any person who has a calling, a job type calling that they really believe in, separating who they are from who that is. Now, I don't believe the character of Danny Rand is an EJ. I haven't sat down and tried to type him as a character. I wouldn't think he would be, but he's struggling with this issue throughout the season. And it's only when that power is taken from him does he really start processing who he is without the Iron Fist. His whole life, for the most part, the goal was to become the Iron Fist. He became it, and then it was taken from him. And now he struggles to know who he is without it. Now, this struggle is in stark contrast to the main villain of the season, the character named Davos. Davos, who I'm almost certain is an IP, he knows exactly who he is. He should be the immortal Iron Fist, and he will stop at nothing to become that. So when he gains the powers of the Fist, he immediately goes on his cause to rid the city of what he sees as evil. And he never wavers in this cause, which is a classic self-over-tribe IP behavior. At the end of the episode, as he's being arrested and hospitalized, Davos has an extended conversation with Danny. And he says to him, quote, "You fought for the Fist to fill a void in yourself. Do you really think destiny is enough? That it will lead you to a true purpose? Because it won't. At least I picked a path. I walked it. Because in the end, Danny, you still have no idea who you are or what you stand for." And that's a pretty powerful statement for someone to say. An IP would know extremely well who they are and what they stand for, whereas an EJ is still trying to figure that out. So maybe Danny Rand is an EJ. Like I said, I haven't typed him, but he's going through the EJ crisis at this point, and Davos totally calls him out on it and rightly calls him out on it. But it's not just the main characters in this second season of Iron Fist that are going through these identity crises. Even the supporting characters are going through this struggle. Colleen Wing spends much of the season struggling with laying her past aside and her past side of violence behind her. She eventually gains the Iron Fist powers as well, and she then embraces that as her identity. But she can only do that once she's committed her life to a life free of violence. Once she had to really get to a place where she didn't need to be violent anymore, and then she became empowered. So that's a very fascinating aspect as well. But I think one of the most powerful scenes in this whole series that encapsulates the true EJ struggle when they really reach rock bottom can be summed up in Ward Meacham, who was the wealthy family member who ran Rand Enterprises. He comes to a Narcotics Anonymous meeting, and he says to the people there, that a friend came to him when he was struggling in a bar, and she asked him, "Who do you want to be?" And he says, "I don't even know how to begin to consider that question. I have lived my life in relation to others, and I have estimated my self-worth based on that equation. And the fact is that now all those relationships are gone, so I'm here to say to all of you that I have no one, and I don't know myself." Ward encapsulates the EJ struggle, and he hits this in his mid to late 30s when he finally realizes that his addiction to tribe validation is not getting him anywhere in life, and it is actually destroying his life. And so he then sets out on a course to find out who he is, and that very much is the struggle of the EJ. Okay, so next video we will cover the IP, that are INTPs, ISTPs, ISFPs, INFPs, and we'll talk about their self over tribe issues, which are similar but very different from the EJ problems.